Good afternoon, my name is Ariel Favela, and this presentation is on my proposed health campaign that has a focus on promotion of physical activity to prevent childhood obesity. So to begin, to understand why this is an issue and how we can address it, first we have to understand what obesity is, what causes it, and how we can prevent it. According to the CDC, a person that has a body mass index or a BMI that is higher within normal range is considered overweight or obese. Obesity at this point has become an epidemic in many countries across the world. The World Health Organization estimates that roughly 2 billion people are currently overweight and obese, and 400 million of these being children and adolescents. Not only is obesity a problem currently for the people that have it, but obesity is known to cause many comorbid diseases that can cause potential lifelong complications in individual health. Examples of these are cardiovascular disease, diabetes, musculoskeletal disorders, and even certain cancers. Narrowing this down even further to only the United States, and specifically to childhood obesity, according to the CDC, the prevalence of childhood obesity in the United States currently is about 20%, meaning that 1 in 5 kids is suffering with obesity or being overweight. Also, there are huge disparities when it comes to childhood obesity. Some of these disparities being people that come from racial or ethnic minorities have a higher prevalence of being obese or overweight, including also people from lower socioeconomic statuses. Finally, also demographics and actual physical location can also play a factor into childhood obesity. The one thing about obesity or being overweight is that it is a completely preventable and treatable disease with behavioral changes being made, specifically in physical activity and diet, but for the remainder of this presentation, we will focus only on physical activity. When creating a campaign that deals with children, it is very important to take into account that all children and adolescents have different levels of understanding, depending on what stage of development that they are in. So, to have a well-rounded program, it is important to not only target children themselves, but also target the environmental factors that the children are influenced by, which is family, school, community, etc. So, to break it simply, we have 3 campaign goals. The first one being education, specifically on the issue and the consequences of childhood obesity, and also how we can prevent it. So, why is physical activity beneficial for health, and how those habits can be created. Goals 2 and 3 are very similar in that they both are focusing on the promotion of physical activity, but goal number 2 specifically focuses on the individual level, which is creating self-efficacy with the child themselves, depending on their level of understanding. This can be done by creating interactive ways and new ways of showing children how they can do physical activity, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Goal 3, as mentioned, it is very important that we take into account the environmental factors that children are surrounded by. So goal 3 in promoting this at a group level would be by creating spaces where we can promote positive health behaviors. Research shows very favorable results when it comes to creating health campaigns targeting children and their health behaviors. As mentioned, self-efficacy can be made on the individual level depending on the age and the level of comprehension of the child. But it is very important that we also understand and target environmental factors since they have a much stronger effect than they do on adults. Research has shown that targeting family level, changing perception at the family level, and also creating community spaces for physical activity and mentorship has been beneficial in changing health behaviors when it comes to physical activity. Since this campaign is working on the individual level and also on the group level by targeting environmental factors, it is important that we have a theoretical model that can be used for both. In the individual level, the health belief model will be used. The health belief model works by influencing perception to a specific health behavior by using perceived susceptibility, severity, barriers, and benefits to that particular issue. The ultimate goal of the health belief model is to alter perception to a specific issue, which would be physical activity, which in turn will create self-efficacy. At the group level, the social cognitive theory will be used. The social cognitive theory says that behavior is something that is learned through observation and imitation. By creating environments that promote physical activity, we will be able to create a space where behaviors, specifically the behavior of increasing physical activity, is easily learned and incorporated in their daily lives. For this campaign, the evaluation strategy will be accomplished through self-report questionnaires that can either be completed by the individual or the environmental factor being targeted, whether it be family, school, community, etc. To summarize, childhood obesity is a completely preventable disease that can be treated with behavioral changes, specifically with physical activity. Childhood obesity has a 95% confidence interval in predicting adult obesity. Action needs to be taken at this level to prevent a lifetime of other potential health complications for an individual. Campaign goals can easily be met by the use of technology. Technology has allowed us to broaden our reach in providing information to those from the convenience of their home. The next couple slides provide examples of educational or informational ads, whether it be done through social media or through the use of pamphlets or other sources.